Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to my little world. Come on in for a moment. I gotta say, I'm really glad you take a moment, listen to this, listen to my ramblings. I know they're profound and deep. Seriously, I'm just glad you're with me for a moment. And hopefully we share a thought or two that has some value to just about any of us. I think we live in a time of decommitment. The thing that got my attention, I was, of course, reading through the sports pages just recently and talking about, the football and those who commit to one school or another. And I know sometimes sophomore, junior, and senior football players make their commitments to whatever college they think they're going to apply their talent or give their talents to that school and so forth, and draw hopefully scholarships and get through school, whatever, and with dreams of NFL. But I keep thinking about those who then decommit. Somewhere along the line, they think they hear something a little better. Or maybe a coach that they thought they were going to be with is not there. Maybe a player they thought was going to be on the team is no longer there. Or they look at it and they think, I'm not going to get to do exactly what I want to do. And, I guess if you're talking about business, you can understand that. But if I'm going to be the second string kicker instead of the first string kicker, I'm going to go to another school and have a better chance of getting to do that. Some of it makes sense. I understand that. I have no doubt about it. And I'm not trying to be somebody's judge or critic. I just say I think we live in a time of decommitment. For years, the divorce rate has been exorbitantly high. In our part of the country, I know that the rate is somewhere around 50%. Sometimes it's gone even above 50% of marriages ending in divorce. I don't know how many of those are second or third marriages, but still, a marriage is ending. The people that stood and said, until death do us part, and then somewhere along the line, they decommit. It's just the way we are. We change jobs, we change challenges, we change mates. We don't want to do that anymore. I kind of wonder if my children could have decommitted. Would they have decommitted to me? Those lucky things getting to be with me. Anyway, seriously, we do live in a time of decommitment. As a preacher, I've seen it again and again and again. If somebody just doesn't like the way things are, I'm decommitting to you. I'm going to go someplace else. It's just the way it is. I keep thinking about how valuable that idea of commitment really is. Jesus said, if any would come after me, let him deny himself. Take up the cross and follow me. Make the commitment. Go all the way in terms of giving yourself fully away to something. I guess we ought to look at ourselves sometimes and wonder, when was the last time I fully gave myself away, unreserved? We're sometimes inhibited. We're afraid if we put ourselves out there too far, somebody will laugh at us, notice us, make fun of us. Even to our mates sometimes, we don't want to be fully open or fully committed because, what if it doesn't work out? I told a young lady what we were talking about in pre-marriage counseling one time, and she said that she was reserving a certain amount of money just in case the marriage didn't work out. I said, if you think it's not going to work out, don't get into it. Keep your money totally to yourself. But if it's going to work out, you got to be fully into this, money and everything. How much are you willing to commit? How far are you willing to go? I think about that. As we become citizens of a country, people who have political thoughts, as we support our sports teams or whatever it might be. It could be something trivial like that, or it could be something as important as the commitment of life that you make to another person or even to God. How valuable is that commitment to you? In an age of decommitment, it's easy to just set things aside. I borrowed a bunch of money on a credit card. I've decided I don't want to pay it. It's going to be too hard. Decommit. I made a commitment to you, so I'm going to do it. That's the valuable statement. In the Old Testament book of Ruth is still that great statement. Listen to Ruth's words to her mother-in-law, who's telling her to go back home. Ruth is a widower. Her mother, Naomi, is a widow. I said widower both times. Is a widow. And Ruth is going back to Israel I mean, Naomi's going back to Israel and telling Ruth, go back to Moab. Ruth said, no, I'm committed to you. Listen to her words, entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following after you. For wherever you go, I will go. And wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. And where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. Now that's a commitment. That's a dedication. And when you follow the story, you recognize that in the midst of their troubles, Ruth did everything she could to support her mother-in-law, the mother of her now deceased husband. Now that's commitment. I fear that we may find our way around as much as we can, excuse ourselves as often as we can. I want to put on the t-shirt. I want to put on the one that says, an excuse is just a skin of a reason stretched over a self-serving lie. And I think that's pretty much true in what decommitment quite often is. If you make a commitment, make sure you've thought it out. Make sure you know what you're doing. And when you've made your commitment, follow it through. And there will I die, and there will I be buried also. Couples stand before preachers like me and sometimes say, until death do us part. We sign on the piece of paper. It says, I'll make all these payments. Or we sign with a school. I'm going to play ball for them. Why not put ourselves fully into it? You know what might change the world? When we fully commit. The world will be a better place. Think about it today and hold on to your greatest and your smallest commitments. Hey, I'm glad you're with me today. Glad to share a few moments with you. Hope that it's something of value to you. And you can disagree with me and be wrong. That's okay. But anyway, I'm glad you're with me today. And I hope today is a blessing for you, and you can be a blessing to others as well.